Good evening. I'm Mark Strassmann reporting from Houston, Texas. Harvey, the most powerful hurricane to hit this state since John F. Kennedy was president, is now a massive tropical storm. It is expected to churn over southeast Texas well into the week, dumping more than 4 feet of rain on areas including Houston. In a tweet, the National Weather Service said the breadth and intensity of this rainfall are beyond anything experienced before. More than 1,000 people were rescued here today from flooded cars, homes, and businesses. Many had to scramble to rooftops to escape. At least 2 people are confirmed dead, but officials fear that number will rise. Harvey made landfall along the Gulf Coast of Texas Friday night as a Category 4 hurricane with a tremendous surge of seawater and winds of 130 miles an hour. The coastal town of Rockport took a direct hit. Homes were blown apart. The monster storm, roughly 600 miles wide, is also unleashing tornadoes, though officials say the biggest threat now is the catastrophic flooding, including here in the nation's 4th largest city. Houston's water crisis spread so far, so fast, emergency officials refused to pinpoint which neighborhood was hardest hit. Harvey dumped 24 inches of rain in 20 hours here. Floodwaters turned communities into islands overnight, and residents had to scramble for higher, drier ground any way they could. Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
This likely is going to be an historic rainfall, if not an all-time record.
By noon today, emergency boats had made more than 1,000 high-water rescues, including residents at La Vita Bella Assisted Living Facility in Dickinson. 15 people waited for help in waist-deep water. Families in some flooded neighborhoods boated themselves to safety, and neighbors pulled each other out of trouble or tried to. This boat flipped, but the people who tumbled into the water were rescued. In downtown Houston, we watched the driver of this Toyota Tundra try to barrel through a flooded low spot along I-45. Suddenly, the pickup truck started to float in 10 feet of water, and he was in trouble. People urged him to get out, worried he might drown, and he finally swam out. But then he tried to climb back into his truck, he told me later, to save his glasses.
I thought it was just a couple feet, you know, and then I didn't think it was that deep until it was too late. I couldn't do nothing.
The 59-year-old driver said he was too embarrassed by his mistake to give us his name. Houston opened its downtown convention center as a shelter for evacuees. By late afternoon, the first several hundred people had arrived hoping for food and warmth, like Gillis Leho, who fled rising water in her home.
It just was so real. We had to bust the window when they told us that the current was, getting high. We had to bust the window to get out.